Hi, and welcome to a probably new series of vlogs with me trying to explain you how to have a closer look at page speed um, and how you could proceed to recognize if there is any chance to improve the page speed of your website or for other customers' websites, clients' websites, and where to look at, where to put your focus on, where to take care of, and what to look after. And so today it's the first one of these maybe following videos. The first one is I'm going to show you something, so how to analyze this on this web page on backblaze.com. It's not so it's I just googled for blog and with some context, and then this page has been shown. So this is why I'm going to take this as example. So there is no other reason why I choose the website. So totally unintended. It's just random. So let's have a look. Let's go on and analyze this web page. So I'm going to take a look at the web page. So this is just a blog. That's not the so to say professional web page. It's a blog. So I see that there is like a list of posts. Then we have some pagination. Let's use the pagination. Okay, so page 2. Page 3, let's try to recognize if there is something like a lazy load on the images. So we scroll faster to down the page, and no, it seems there is no lazy loading. We could try to we take this into more detail in a minute, but okay, so there is no lazy load. It takes some time to load pages, even if they've been rendered before, so probably not that good in caching. Okay, let's take a look under the hood. So to do this, we press F12, which is developer tools in almost any browser. This is Chrome, so we press F12. And we are already where I want to go to, and this is the tab network. So you see you have lots of tabs here with different perspectives on the website. What depends on different things. We're going to details someday maybe, but now we're going to look at network. So we focus on network. Why this? Because here we see every single piece of this website when it's loaded, and how it is loaded, and how long it takes, and how big the data is that's been shipped from the server to our client. So we have a feeling about how optimized this website is. So let's press F5, so reload this page, and then see what we see below. So press F5, and then we see all these elements pouring in. So I think we're ready. Oh no, still working. Something. Oh, some metrics. Okay, something like analyzing whatever. So we see we had 125 requests, 9.2 megabyte of resources. It took almost 10 seconds until the page was loaded entirely. And so our DOM content, so everything that needs to be rendered, was like after 750 milliseconds and 1.70 seconds to load the page. So since the page was like kind of visible after 1.7 seconds, and then it took like 10 seconds until every element that's been required from the browser has been also loaded and rendered. this is pretty long time. It shouldn't be that long. And also take a look at this. We're talking about almost 10 megabyte, 10 MB of whatever it loads to render this website. So it is much too many content. Yeah. Okay, so what we see here, interestingly, is because I've already load this page in my browser, there's lots of content coming from memory cache. So it's been loaded once and then kept in memory in cache. This means the page does something to keep these things in memory, which is good. But we still have 9.2 megabyte to transfer at one time. So first time visiting the web page means you get 9.2 megabyte to go through the line, and then after this you have lots of things in memory, but it's still 10 megabyte. So we should look after these 10 megabyte. To do this, let's disable caching. We press this, and now caching is disabled. So every time when we load the page, probably we are going to transfer something between 9 and 10 megabytes. So let's press F5 again with cache disabled, and then we should see that we've transferred here, instead of 44 kilobyte, something like 9 or 10 megabytes. So press F5 again, and then we see data pouring in, and we're at 5 MB, and then okay, so we've transferred. Yeah, so my guessing was not that perfect, but we still transferred 5.5 MB. You see it here. So let's see what happened here. You know, when you are going to use this table here in network, the first thing you can do is to try to order these elements by size. So we click at size twice, so we order them in a decreasing order, and then we see the biggest element that we transfer, and this is something that is 680 kilobyte big. So it's a pretty huge element, and let's see what we're talking about. Oh, it's a picture, it's an image. So we get an image of about over half MB. So what image could this be? So it's pretty big. It's too big for a website. I don't know why you should use a picture or an image bigger than maybe 100 or 200 kilobyte, which is almost too much. But if you're not a photograph trying to show you photographs, so you shouldn't use something like this. So we have here 600 kilobyte, and then the next picture is 478, and let's see. Okay, home studio header. So it's a header image. It's like just a, I don't know how significant this is for the page, but it adds another 478 kilobytes. So we with the first two pictures, we already have reached 1 MB, and it's just two pictures, and then it's going to continue like this, 300 and another 300 and 200, and then it adds up. Let's see what the total amount or the total size of pictures is. To do this, we select here the elements of images, and then we get a detailed view on just these, and then we see that we've transferred 5. It was like, so no, it was you're going to read it like it's 29 requests out of 142. These are the pictures, and then it's 4.3 MB out of 5.5, and it's going on like this. So we have 4.3 MB with just pictures. It's I don't know, it's more than I've expected, and this is probably because each of these pictures that are incorporated in the posts are loaded without lazy load. So they are going to be loaded as soon as the web page is requested by the browser, which is a waste of data and of resources, because maybe someone just opens this page, sees, oh, okay, it's a blog. I'm not going to read anything here, so I just want to skip. But as soon as the page loads, all these pictures are also loaded independently. It doesn't care if someone scrolls down here to see these or not. They are loaded if you want them or not. And this is not what you're going to do. So you shouldn't do it like this. You should use something like lazy load to load the page, the images, as soon as someone has them in its view. So as soon as they scroll into view, you may load them, because then they are needed for real. So we have something like 4.3 MB of just images, but there is still room. Where is the other, I don't know, 1.2 or 1.2 MB? Let's see where the data is going elsewhere otherwise. So it's so let's say the main reason why this page is slow is because there are lots of images without lazy load. Go Google for lazy load, you know what I mean. Let's take a look at the CSS. Okay, so we have like lots of, you see, these are single CSS files. They are not combined and probably not minimized, but they're pretty small. So let's say, so you could put all of these together in just one file. You could have one file loaded, less network roundups, so it would be much faster. And I don't know why people don't put them all together in one file. So lots of small files, but they are that small. Okay, it's okay. Let's have a look at JavaScript. Okay, so here we have like 186 kilobyte of JavaScript. Oh, but let's see, it's a third-party domain. Manners widget, I don't know what this means and what it does. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's okay by size. So probably it's something that's pretty important to do this. I don't know. Okay. Then we had Sumo. I honestly don't know what this is because there are two files. Let me see. Okay. Interesting. From name, the names are almost the same. Okay, so there's something external. You see there is like, where is Backblaze? Here's Backblaze. So this is the first file coming from, oh no, this is not the first one. Let me check. What's the first file coming from this server? So not third party, it's this jQuery. Okay, so like, I don't know what all this is, excepting for Facebook maybe, and I then see Sumo and Drift, lots of. So I suppose you could get rid of all these and still go with a web page. Web page will still function as needed. So, all right, but they're small enough to say, okay, it's okay. So this is like Ajax, so loaded by the page after it's been loaded by JavaScript, but it looks okay, not that much. Data media, okay, we have an MP3, 9 kilobyte, fine, it's okay. Then the usual fonts, but they are also very small, except this. The page itself, so the HTML is like 17.2 kilobyte, which is pretty nice. So it's okay. Then we have some other things. They are pretty insignificant too. So let's forget it. Then okay, so let's have a look at how this page handles the caching. Caching mechanisms means that you only transfer data once and then reuse it. And we already saw that there was like coming from cache, from file cache and so on. So they obviously do something that's not that bad concerning caching. So let's have a look at this one picture, the first one, the biggest one, that they load partners working together, JPEG. Oh boy, sounds like complete crap. I don't know. So let's see. So now we're taking a look at the headers. So the communication between our client, our web browser, and the server. And scrolling down here, we see the request headers. So this is what our browser sent to the server. And then above, we have the response headers. This is what the server responded while sending this picture. So our browser asked the server to give the picture, this one, and it was data that's been sent over to the server. I honestly never saw something like these dots, the path. It looks interesting. Okay, I'm going to have a look at this later on to check why it's like this, but it's like we've demanded for this image. So server get this content from there and we accept these types of content, and we accept if they are gzipped or compressed, once again compressed, so on. We accept these languages, so decide upon these. And so because I'm using a German browser, it's like first thing use German, then you use American English, and then just plain like general English. We say no cache. Yes, and we say no cache because I set disable cache. So my browser tells the server I do not use any caches. And then we send the cookies over again, which we've already collected from this page. Once again, no cache, and then we got a referrer. So where's this picture demanded from? And this is the name of my browser. So the server said then in return, okay, so I'd like to cache this picture, and this is for this time of seconds, and then some, I don't know, and then we have a cache obviously, and it's been a cache hit. So the server says, just for my information, there is a cache somewhere on the way, and it hit it, so this image was already in a cache. Blah, 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 something like obviously interesting information about what kind of image it is and what the size of this image is. And interestingly enough, it's a pretty big image. You see it here. Oh, I don't know what this means. And we are like inline content length. We see here our 631 kilobyte. And we see that this content type is an image, and then we see that's been when it's been demanded, and it's like now. And then we have something very interesting, that's a tag. A tag is like a stamp for the content that's been shipped over. So this picture has a hash built upon the content, and every time when this e-tag matches the e-tag of the server knows that the client already has the most current image, so there is no need to exchange to send the image again. So this is like a timestamp, or not a time, sorry, it's a hash of the content, so it can be recognized if it's newer or older. Then got it. Now I know what this is. So it's Cloudflare. So we use a CDN to optimize the transfer of the data. So anyway, this image, this picture has this date. So it's 28th of April, today at 11 a.m. and then it expires at 3 p.m. today. So there is just this time period where this image may be kept as it is until it's requested again, and then checked again the e-tag against the e-tag. So checked, loaded again from the server. And during this period of time, so till 3 p.m., this image may be used as it is and not requested twice or another time. So, and besides it's been set or last modified on a server on the 3rd of March. So it's pretty new, but it doesn't care that much in this context. So we once again see what I saw here is a CDN. We have here Cloudflare serving these images, which is cool. You should use a CDN. So, and we also see that there will be a HTTPS forced usage, even if not requested over HTTPS, and things like this. So, okay. So this picture is set as cached for this period of time, which we see here from there to there, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. it should be cached. And this is what happens here, and it's okay. I suppose everything else is also sent over CDN. Yes, Cloudflare once again, and so on. It should be Cloudflare. When you do it once, you do it for everything else. Okay, so all these pictures are sent over Cloudflare, which is cool. Using CDNs is probably the most, it's a good idea. But what we see here is that they still are very big. So you should take care of not putting something like an image of this size on your server until you mean it, until you want it to, because you're a photograph and this is like your most beautiful picture in like very best quality. You want, not really, but like pretty good quality. And I don't see here something that should need that much. Let's do something. Let's open these in a new tab. Okay, so it's this picture. This picture you see with these logos and symbols. Let's see where it is, where they use this, because it's obviously, here. So let me be clear. This small picture here is this one just made smaller by using CSS. And let's prove this. Let's go into detail, have a look at this picture. So, boy, you see this? So this picture is 1000, so it's 1440 by 820 in size, but it's set that small with the help of CSS. So let me kill everything that keeps this in place, and oh boy, you see, as soon as we destroy this CSS that kept this in size, every picture becomes that giant. So there is no doubt that this is the reason why this website loads about 4.3 MB of images with no reason at all. They're just making it as easy as possible. So they take the big pictures, then make them just look okay with some CSS, but in the background your server has to send this many data, and the client, so my computer, has to handle all this data, and so I don't know why people do this. So it's very convenient to use the same pictures. It doesn't make sense at all. And this is not like optimized for SEO. Let's see it that way. So it's like you're not doing good, not working fine, doing good, doing like this. So you have to crop your pictures so they fit the size that they want you have them to be displayed. So if you want your pictures to be that small, then crop them to be that size. Do not use oversized pictures and then set them in place. Okay, so I think we could stop here because you hopefully get an idea of how you could have a brief and quick look at some web pages and decide if they're doing it very well by in their design and how they take care of how they use data and resources, and if not, why they missed this. In this case, when it comes to Backblaze to their blog, so there was no analysis of their other web pages, it was just their blog, we see that there is something to do with, at least with the picture size, image size, to keep the performance optimized. And okay, thank you. Let's make a break here, and then hopefully I see you in another video with another web page where we're going to take a look at other optimizing measurements and what you could do to speed up your website. Thank you.